Greetings. About 5 years ago, my best friend and I were sitting in her salon having the ultimate Waiting to Excel session, complete with mind-boggling conversation. There was wine sipping, mudslinging, man bashing, and oh my gosh, wall punching. Yes, the walls got it. Not our brightest moment. If you're not familiar with Waiting to Exhale, it is a story of black women and their struggle to love black men who could never seem to love them back. We knew this story way too well. And as I looked at the bruise on her hand and the hole in the wall, I had an epiphany. You can't do damage to one without doing damage to another. We conjured up visions of their demise, making them vanish, disappear, evaporate. Who cares? Just go. But then we realized that we had children. Between the two of us, we have 10, 6 of which are male. These are my babies here. We began to reevaluate. We sat down and we did what entrepreneurs do. We began to cry. There was a list that we made, and the list consisted of men that had not hurt us yet. And surprisingly enough, the list was really long, lengthy even. Wow, who knew? So we began to talk. We said, well, what can we do to celebrate the men that have not hurt us? Because we have these boys who could very well grow up to be the men that we despise if we don't do something different today. So we said, well, you're a spa owner. I'm a photographer. What can we do? So we took our heartbreak in one hand, our gifts in another, and we combined it and we made something beautiful. We decided to have a spa day, catering to men on the list. And it was absolutely amazing. You should have seen them with their foot soaks and their pampering of their hands. And we took the mudslinging and exchanged it for mud mask. Voila. And the towels on their crown. My job was to capture all this on film. So we had a little makeshift studio, and I would bring them in one at a time, and I would ask them their name. They'd tell me. I would ask them their email address. They rattled it right off. I asked them, what makes you a beautiful black man? Crickets. They didn't know. No one took time to speak to the masterpiece inside that man. So if he couldn't see the beauty in himself, how could he ever see the beauty in me? I used this time to build him up, to build up what had torn me down. I mean, after all, with her skills as a salon owner, she could have had a string of urban day spas across the United States. My skills as a photographer, I could have traveled the world, but instead, here we were, statistics, divorced, single parents at the age of 40. Time to make a choice, right? As I began to take pictures of these men, I started to notice something. They were vulnerable. They were beautiful. They were fathers. They were sons. I saw love, not what you see in the media. I saw my elders. I saw Vietnam vets. I saw Trayvon. But most of all, I saw the opportunity to heal. So, as we began to edit the images, I began to think, wow, what if everyone could see black men the way I see them at this moment, so that my sons don't have to hold their breath to be accepted? Let's see. I met a woman, and she inspired me, and she spoke to the queen in me. And she said, Jennifer, what are you doing with these images? Because it had been 7 years, or 5 years we've been doing this, and they asked for it by name, and I just had this collection of pictures. This moment I share with these men, and I showed them to the lady, and she said, "What are you doing?" I said, "I just have them." She said, "You need to do something with this." I'm so glad I listened. Because she took a time to speak to me, and I took time to speak to them, not only was I able to do a gallery in which I got to see them walk into the gallery with their families and their pictures on the wall. That was the most rewarding experience ever. They were no one's mugshots. They were no one's obituary. They were being honored as the kings they are. I even had a healing discussion for Black men to come together, a male-led discussion. I'm not even up there. And they're able to discuss coping skills and resources for one another because they need that. Women, we get together and we do it all the time. But to have our elders be a part and to reach back made all the difference. And oh my gosh, they're so silly. They're airline pilots. They wear suits. Oh, and they are beautiful. I was able to take this project to Paris. I was able to take this project to London. I was able to take this project to New Orleans. I was able to take this project to Phoenix. Now, what if I had just sat there and been bitter and had the wrong friend? You see how important it is to have good friends? The healing discussions take place monthly. I select a competent brother that I know personally that can speak into the lives of the men that are willing to hear. If words are healing and a picture is worth 1,000 words, what are you saying? I'm saying, Black man, I see you, and you are beautiful.